Hello everyone, it's me back again. As I didn't have as much success yesterday detecting that I would have liked, and it was only going to be a short video, I thought I'd put just a few of the finds I've picked up at different locations, including the goldfields, old town sites, abandoned houses, demolished houses, and in Victoria and out west of North Queensland here, out near Charters Towers and beyond. But anyway, we'll get into it. This was the actual first thing that I ever recovered from the goldfields. It's a small bit of gold jewellery with 4 dots of turquoise in the middle. I was very, very happy to get that. And it sort of brings you a little bit closer to the people that were living in those harsh times and what they lost. I imagine this might have been in the hair of a little girl or something like that. But anyway, yeah, that was a nice find. This one here, you can't get any more personal than an old pair of spectacles. I found these, unfortunately I didn't have the glass with them, but I was gridding an area where I'd got a couple of buttons and I picked these up, and a couple of coins as well. But yeah, another personal item for someone in the goldfields. Now this here, I have been told, is quite a rare cartridge, because it's got the pin on the side, and that actual pin had to be struck to ignite the propellant to push the bullet down the barrel. But the person who I showed this to was quite excited. He did sports shooting, and he told me actually what he thought it was. So he said it's quite rare. He says you very rarely see them. So another good find. This one here is a doozy. I picked this up on the goldfields as well. As you can see, it's triangular. It's a cut down bayonet. Now I've been told it was a 19th century bayonet, maybe of French origin, but I don't know. All I know is that the person who had it had wrapped copper wire to make a handle. Now this thing couldn't cut for the simple fact is that it's not designed for cutting. It's pure and simply designed for stabbing. So maybe someone hid this in their boot or something like that and just had it for protection on the road or on the goldfields. But yeah, that's a very nasty piece of kit, that cut off bayonet. Some more personal items here. I've got a couple of cufflinks here. They were found, one west of Charters Towers and one at Ngambie in Victoria, when I was posted to as an instructor down south. I took one of the Texas with me, and I kept it there, and I would go whenever I could. That and bottle collecting. Anyway, this here, all these parts put together form a powder cast or powder horn. Now this is the only one I've dug. Now this is how I dug it in the ground, piece by piece. It had obviously been chucked away because there's only half of this. There's the other half missing. But yeah, the old powder horn for muskets and that. Up here I've got, this is the top off of Vesper's wax match box, quite a large one. I've got smaller ones I'm going to show you in a few minutes, but that's what the writing says around the top. Okay, Vesper's wax matches. These are a few of the buttons I've picked up on the goldfields. This one's a glass button. It was on a little rubbish tip that I was having a bit of a dig in, and that one came to light. No, it's not a bad looking butt in that one. And there's another one. This one here's a pretty one. This is a two-piece. It's seen better days. It wouldn't last much longer if it was out in the bush. But yeah, that's a nice button. All of these, majority of them have got names on them of different companies, overseas, London. I've got a couple of Australian ones, but I found out that they're very rare to find the Aussie ones, because everything was mainly, I suppose, imported up to a certain stage. They might have imported buttons and then put them on the clothing out here. Anyway, moving on. I've got a few bullets here, musket balls. I've got pistol and musket, rifle muskets themselves. This one here is quite a large one. I've got larger bullets, and I've actually got one that's got 3 rings around it, that when you pushed it down the barrel, it used to grip the side of the barrel, so that when the weapon was fired, none of the gases would escape, and all the gases would push the bullet out of the weapon, out of the barrel. This one here, I've been told it's a Williams cleaner. Now, this had been loaded into a pistol, and what happened was they didn't fire it, or it misfired. So what they've done is they've put their the actual pole, what do they call it, ramrod, and they've had the screw attachment on the front of it. And what they've done, they didn't screw it into the lead, because the lead's quite soft, screwed it into the lead, and then they've pulled it out of the barrel. Now, that might have been a misfire, so that was the only way to clear the weapon at the time. But yeah, that was, I knew straight away what it was. I have been told it's a Williams cleaner, but I've watched a few videos on from people digging up Civil War relics over in America, and they've said that these have been Williams cleaners. Got a couple of taps here. You can see this one's broken, so I found that on an old rubbish tip when I was going bottle hunting and the glass stoppers hunting. I got a few of them as well, probably about 300 or 400. This one here is a beauty. Now, this would have been rammed into more than likely a wooden keg, and put the handle on it to get whatever that was in the, probably water or maybe beer, and this edge here was where they would have hung their billies or pannikins over while they had the tap turned on. But yeah, that was a beaut find. Oh, that went off when I ran the coil over it. The coil overloaded. These here, these 5 objects down here, I've been told that they're Chinese weights. Now, they have no indication on them what weight they're being used for or whatever, but I imagine some of the Chinese, like the Europeans, were quite unscrupulous and would rip people off as soon as they look at them. Up here I've got a few tokens. This, I think, is an 1868 Vicky Penny, where someone's made it into either a washer or just had a happy time cutting it up. These two here are halfpenny tokens of Professor Holloway, and they're the most prolific tokens you'll find on the goldfields. This one here is actually Professor Holloway 1 penny token, so it's the same as these, but these are half pennies and this one's a full penny, and someone didn't like it, so they've chopped it up. This here's a token, very nice token. This, I gave it a bit of a kiss on the bottom with a pick, which didn't make me very happy, because these things have been lying in the soil for 140, 150 years, even up to 160 years, and I didn't take care recovering it, and I gave it a bit of a love tap. This one's another token. This one's been in a fire. I think this is 1859, Peace and Plenty token. This one here is the exact same token, but this one had this horrible guck on it. It was like rock hard, so I ended up just putting it in the tumbler to clean it up just to see what was on it. But yeah, that's 1859, that one. And this one's a nice little Vicky penny I found. Now that's not PMD, as in post-mint damage. That's how the blank was put in the machine. It was like that. And it's got a nice patina on it as well. That's a Vicky penny. And the date on that one is 1899. Probably about the oldest penny I've picked up on the goldfields. This here is a half crown, correction. Now, as you can see, it's practically smooth. You can see a little bit of the design there. Now, I know this is a George IV, but the simple fact is, on this side, which is the obverse, it had part of the design of his hair, and I've just matched it up with other coins and the coin books that I've got, so I knew straight away what it was. So it's George IV half crown. I've picked up a few half crowns on the goldfields, and at least a quarter of them were smooth as they were there. This here, I dug this. It's off maybe a riding crop or a walking stick. Little dog. This is beautiful, this thing. The old detective sort of had a bit of a scream when I went over this as well, and I was very happy when I pulled it out of the ground. It's beautiful. Very nice work. Yeah, it would have been on something like a riding crop or a walking stick. This here, I dug this at a bottle dump out at Charters Towers. It's actually a pocket safe for sixpences. Now I think it's got sixpence on the bottom here. Yeah, you can just see that, sixpence. Yes, and it's a bit damaged there. I don't know what happened there, but it's what you do is you push it in. It's got a little spring in there, and you push it in and just read how much you've got, how many sixpences you've got in the little bank there. This is a wax matchstick box, and to take the lid off, pull the match out, and down the bottom it's got the rough edge where you would light it. So basically it's just like a matchbox we got today, but they had the wax matches in there. That was a nice little find. I found a few of those. This one here, I found this again out at Charters Towers. It was chock-a-block with tablets. I didn't know what they were, so I actually got rid of them, but they could have been morphine, anything, because they would put anything in the medicines in those days. Alcohol, cocaine, morphine, you name it. So if you drank that and half it was alcohol, you'd feel a little bit tipsy and it'd probably make you feel better. This is one of the many buckles I've found out there, and it's a beautiful buckle. Probably a belt buckle of someone, but yeah, that was a nice find. Now here I've got a few Chinese coins that I haven't as yet done research on, and I've got probably another half a bucket full of Chinese coins, and these are the ones up here that I've done research on and found out what emperor ruled when they were cast. But yeah, that was a nice find. Anyway, got some belt buckles here. A nautical one here on two sailing ships. It's got the light thing on there on the left. Lighthouse on the left there. It's got trees there, and it's got the two boats having a race. But that's a beautiful one. This one here has actually got the registration diamond on the back. And I can see a I, or it might be a 1. Usually the top number showed you what the object was made of, and I think that number's for metal. This one's another belt buckle. This one's beautiful. It's got the old cricket team playing. Bowlers coming in, the batsman's ready, so is a wicket keeper. Down the bottom it's got the two bats, the balls and the stumps. That was a lovely find, that one. Yeah, she's had the clip there near the, has come off near the wicket keeper. This one's the first one I ever found. As you can see, it's another cricket one. Up the top there, it's got the word cricket itself, and down the bottom here it's got 1866. So that was a beautiful example. As you can see, look at the gold on it. Would have looked magic when it had been brand new, just getting it from the shop. That's a gorgeous piece, that one. This one here, another one of a bowler coming in to bowl the ball. You can see how they were kept on it just by these flimsy bits of wire and pins, and when they'd lose a decoration like the centerpiece, they'd normally just throw them away, or the clips would break as such. Some of these ones here, so they just threw them over their shoulder and didn't worry where they landed. This one here looks like a belt buckle, having this part here, but there's nothing else connected. Now, I was told that may be a Chinese clothing attachment or pin, but I honestly don't know. I don't know about that one. This one here, beautiful design, beautiful colour, and you can see where the pin was. Now, this could have maybe gone as a brooch, or it could have been a hairpiece. I don't know, but that was a nice little find as well. Now I've got a few spurs. This one, well, I've got one just like this put away, and it's still got half the spur in the top there. But yeah, you can see it's quite damaged. And I think this one, somewhere on it, or the other one, somewhere on it, it says German silver. But it's not silver, it's just like a bronze. These are a few pocket watches I've picked up. I picked up these two at Ngambie, near Puckapunyal in Victoria, and I picked this one up near Charters Towers, and this one's actual silver. That's silver, and these two are just silver wash put on the outside to make them look pretty. And yeah, I enjoy finding those. I found a few of the winders too. Anyway, this thing here, it's got the horse on it. I don't know whether it's made of pewter or what, but it's got two attachments, well, where two attachments would go, and that could have been pushed onto a rain guide or something like that near the head of the horse as a decoration. I had another one, it was beautiful, and I gave it a bit of a wash and put it on the counter, and it just disintegrated in front of me. But this one here, it's quite heavy, so it could be pewter, or it could even be lead. And that was a beautiful, beautiful pickup as well. I've got a few more finds up here, and I've got more Chinese coins, and yeah, a few more Chinese coins there, and buttons that I've picked up just lying on the ground, more buckles, more buttons, and I've got more glass stoppers. Now the glass stoppers actually had cork around them, and the cork's just deteriorated and fallen off. But yeah, I've got some good finds here. Anyway, sorry for being long-winded. I just hope you enjoyed the video. I'll try and upload it as soon as I can. I just want to do a bit of editing, and then I'll post it on YouTube. Anyway, thanks very much for your attention. Until next time, I'll see you later. Enjoy.